Hi, Grandma Debbie here. So today we're going to make foundation sugar cookies. Now the nice part about this recipe is that you can change up the extracts to make it taste a little different. And that's what I'm going to do today. But this recipe comes from, let me show you dang, I almost knocked you over. Comes from this cookbook. It's a very old cookbook. It was my mom's cookbook that she got shortly after she was married, and then she gave it to me shortly after I got married. It's called Cooking for American Homemakers, and it's quite large, and as you can tell, it's seen its better days, but it has some really good recipes in it and some fun ideas. So this is one of the ones that we're going to make. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so I got a lot of different things going on here, and as I told you, you can change up the extract. So today I'm going to be using lemon. And I think it's going to be a really good flavor to it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cream our shortening. So we have a cup of shortening. Now, I've never used butter on this recipe. I've only used shortening. So I'm not sure how it would taste if you decided to use butter. That's up to you. But like I said, I've only used shortening because that's what the recipe calls for. So that's what I've always only used. All right, so I got a cup of that. And I can't seem to get it out. Okay, and we're going to add, okay, so we're going to cream this first. Okay, and now we're going to add in don't know what we're adding. We're going to add 2 cups of sugar. And you're just using granulated sugar. And you're going to pour it in, and I should have measured it out already. Don't know why I didn't. Oh, well, I'm sorry about that, guys. So we're just going to, while we're mixing, we're going to gradually add it. Okay, so that was 1 cup, so we're going to add 1 more cup. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to gradually add it in. Okay, so we're going to move this off to the side. And we're going to beat 3 eggs. So I'm going to tell you a funny story about these cookies. Let me throw these away, and I'll be right back. So when I was in high school, or maybe junior high, I might have been in junior high, I came home on a Friday, and I decided I wanted to make cookies. And so I thought, oh, I'll make these. And I couldn't decide which extract I wanted to use. Well, my mom used to buy a ton of different extracts. So I made a batch of cookies using each one of the different extracts that she had. Now this recipe makes about 160 cookies. I believe we had well over 1,000 cookies, but since I come from a large family, it worked out just fine. Okay, so I'm going to add milk to that, and I'm going to add 6 tablespoons of milk. So, but yeah, it was pretty funny having all those cookies. So, and all different flavors, but you know, big family, lots of kids, they got ate up. I'm going to add the vanilla, but since I said I was not using vanilla, I'm using lemon extract. I'm going to add that. And let me see how much I'm going to add. 2 teaspoons. I always think of lemon as being something that you use during the spring. I just always think that it reminds me of spring for some reason. Not summer, but spring. Okay, so we're going to move that off to the side. Now in this bowl I have 5.5 cups of flour. And to that bowl I'm going to add all the rest of the dry ingredients. I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt. Oh, and I grabbed the 1/2 teaspoon. So now I have to add more. I didn't realize that I had grabbed the 1/2. So now I need to add at least 2 more of these because I thought I had a whole teaspoon. Guess I need to read a little better. Okay, so I'm going to add, what am I adding? I'm adding a teaspoon of salt. Now I'm just using the pink salt. And then I'm going to add in 3 teaspoons of baking powder. Okay, and then I'm just going to kind of stir this together so it's all mixed up. Okay, move that off to the side, bring this bowl back. Okay, and now we are going to all right, now we're going to add in alternately, we're going to add in the flour and the egg. So I'm going to start off with flour. I'm just going to spoon some in here. And I am going to mix it until it's really too hard to mix. And then I will use a spoon. Okay, let's add a little more flour. A little more of the egg mixture. Okay, I'm going to add the rest of the flour along with the rest of the egg mixture. Okay, so I've got it all mixed, and now it's going to go into the refrigerator for about 1 hour to 2 hours. And then after that, we're going to bring it out, roll it out, and cut it out. Cut out each cookie. All right, so I will bring you back in an hour or two to continue doing this. I'll see you soon. Okay, so it has been several hours since I put the dough in the refrigerator, and so now we're going to get going on it. I'm going to preheat my oven to 375, and as we cook the cookies, we're going to, they're going to cook for 15 minutes. Now I'm just using a circle cookie cutter. I have all kinds of cookie cutters, but I just decided a circle was just what I wanted to do this time. Okay, I have some other ideas later on, but right now it's just going to be circles. So, okay, so let's get going on to the next stage. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to flour up our work area with just a little bit of flour, not a whole lot. Then I'm going to get out some dough. And you want to try and not overwork it, so you're not going to roll it out a bunch of times. So you want to save the scraps and then roll them all out at once. And you guys should smell the lemon. I can really smell it. It smells really good. I think these are going to be great cookies. Okay, and I just use a small amount of dough at a time. You can do whatever you want to do. And this is just crumbling apart. Let me work on this dough a little bit. Okay, let's get going on this. Just need a little bit of so you only want to roll it out to about how far? About 1/4 of an inch. Now I do it in small little batches, but you can, if you make this, you can do it in as big a batch as you want. But I only roll out a small batch at a time. Oops. Okay. And then I got my cookie sheets all ready to go. So I'm going to start plopping them on the cookie sheets. These do not expand very much, so you can get them closer than what you would other cookies. And I'll show you when I have the first one done what it looks like. And then I'm going to take these scraps and move them off to the side so that I don't overwork the dough. And then I can just, when I have enough, I'll redo it and we'll keep on going. When you're doing all one shape, it's easier to work with the dough, because then you're not worrying too much about how many different cookies you're doing and all that other fun stuff. Okay, so let's get it all over here. Whoops, and it keeps breaking apart. So the wind here is blowing real bad. We've had about 50-mile-an-hour gusts. Not my favorite. And I actually had to go out in it, and I was not too thrilled about it. But I had to go do some stuff out in the backyard. So, gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. And I feel a little wind blown. Yeah, it just feels like today with all that wind that it's just, my allergies are going to kick in. I know it. We have a lot, when the wind blows, we get a lot of dust in the air. And we haven't had any rain lately, so that doesn't help. Okay, let's do this other side. Okay, so the first batch looks like this on the tray, and it's getting ready to go into the oven. Okay, so I'm going to cook it for 15 minutes. And then we're going to continue on. Okay, so I'm going to keep on going, and I will bring you back when I have them done. Okay, so the first batch has come out, and they've been cooling for about a minute on the tray. I'm going to move them to a cooling rack and let them cool completely. All right, and I'll bring you back when they're all done. And I'm still just rolling away. Okay, so I just want to thank you for coming along with me on this journey. It's been fun making some cookies. They smell really good. I can't wait to try one. And I will probably just go ahead and do it right now. Why not, right? So I just grabbed a small one. They're still a little warm. They're a little crunchy too. But you can taste just a hint of the lemon, so it makes it really good. But I want to thank you for coming along with me on this journey. I hope you're having an amazing day and that everything's going great. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the share button. And I will talk to you soon. All right, bye.